Now let's talk about the king of niche.
I didn't even push Shimakaze in niche.
Really?
I put Shimakaze in playable only because Black Shimakaze is the better Shimakaze. Shimakaze is niche for most people. It is. But it's so basic and bland at what it does that it almost doesn't fit the same niche as Black Shimakaze. But I understand why it's a niche. I understand why it's a niche, though. I understand why people
actually, you know what? Because of Star and Arsonist, I'm actually going to agree with you on that one. I've talked to them about this. So my wife and Arsonist literally went up against her once and was like, "Okay, this is a good Shima player." Like, she knew what to do, and like that. She loves being the person that just kind of goes, "Hi."
I would not want to face Star if that happens. I do not like surprises like that. I don't like surprises like that.
But she told me, she's like, Black Shimakaze. That's just, she's going to choose.
Black Shimakaze is in a league of its own compared to the IGN DDs outside of Harugumo. It's in a league of its own.
I'll agree with that. It's in a league of its own. Shimakaze got pushed out of his niche. And with that.
But it still has a good niche. That's the thing. It's still, if you want, like, if you can understand the niche of Shimakaze, please do not use leg mod when you're playing Shimakaze. If you understand the way to use Shimakaze, this ship is very good, but it gets shut out so quickly once you start getting spotted consistently by many. Like, if you get spotted by Vergolos, Darings, Calabears, you are done. It's GG's. Your influence in the game is gone.
Yeah, no, don't use leg mod. It is actually an adverse
leg mod Shimakaze goes and needs fixing. Leg mod Shimakaze is a downgrade. It's a downgrade.
Oh yeah.
The only downgrade I've like the biggest downgrade I've ever seen in a ship besides leg mod Venezia is leg mod Shimakaze. It's a downgrade.
Although I might have something to say about that leg mod Venezia sometime soon.
Oh, bro, not in the cruise. No, not in the cruiser one. Not in the cruiser one.
Yep, I know, right? But let's go to probably what I would say is the next one. Smalland.
All right, so this is the best EUDD at tier 10.
Let's go run it meta. The trade-off that this ship gives the Holland the smoke it needs while literally losing almost nothing. 2 extra torpedoes.
I mean, look, if you're hitting 10 torps on Holland, you need to teach me how to play Holland, because I can't hit 10 torps on Holland at max range.
Yeah,
so you need to teach me how to play Holland if you get 10.
No, 8 torps is perfectly fine, and you get everything, and you get smoke. Yeah, no, Smalland is literally like Daring top, Smalland next, and then I think Trick Vergolo.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. But either way, we're not going to get too much into that because it would be.
I mean, well, so remember, Smalland not only does it get the fuel smoke, so now you fix the fundamental problem that Holland had. So now you can hide twice in a game. You have 2 oh shit buttons.
Yep.
You have 4 emergency engine boosts for when you need to run. And it's a premium, which means that you can put Swirsky on there for free.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like a more buffed ship? Yeah.
This is like Tricked Holland on steroids.
Oh yeah. No, it's highly. Smalland's amazing. I wish I had Smalland on my main account. I really do.
I don't think I can go back to Holland as much now that I have Smalland. It's hard to go back to Holland once you play Smalland because you get so used to having a fuel smoke that it's hard. Back to
you overreach and all of a sudden you're like crap.
Yeah, you over in Smalland. I have gotten situations where I got an Austin shooting at me. I smoke up engine boost and I survive the Austin because I have a fuel smoke.
Yep.
Like this thing can get a lot of stuff done that EUDDs normally can't get done.
Yep, exactly. Anything else on the Smalland before we talk about? I'd say both of us love this ship.
Oh, Somers. There's a reason I have Shimakaze, and this is the reason. This ship is the exact reason.
Now, I'd like to know, where did you put this?
I put Somers in niche. I put it in niche.
Oh, how dare you, good sir.
Look, I love my Somers.
Dare you?
I love my Somers, but man, does this ship like to struggle in games.
Oh my god, I've done 80k games with just the guns alone. Like,
the guns are great. The torps are amazing. I see competitive. It's a great place to put it. But man, is it hard to compare it to the other American destroyer, the Gearing. It doesn't fit the same. Now that I play Gearing, it doesn't fit an overall role like the Gearing does.
That is true. I had the Gearing before I had the Somers, and it's just the Somers just felt like, I don't know, like I'm a sucker for zoning torpedoes. So that's just how I play DDs. It's like, hey, sometimes I'm more hope to got a hit because People change their directions
I play Somers.
constantly.
I play Somers the complete opposite. I YOLO in Somers. I'm not sending torps at range, bro. My Somers is a YOLO bolt first. It is a YOLO bolt first. You can
Oh,
almost one tap BBs with Torpedo Booster. This is not. This is a
that's
YOLO
true.
bolt for me.
That
This is
is
a
true.
yo. This is why. That's why I put it in niche because I think the most effective way of playing it is either zoning or YOLOing, and every time you're in between your Torpedo, which is very cracked, you have these guns. The problem is they take forever to reload.
I
And the one reason I would put it in competitive is because it has best conceal at tier 10. That's one of the reasons I put it in competitive.
that's
If I had to
yeah.
put it there, it's because of the concealment. It has good agility, but man, it's hard to compare. If the gearing especially has leg mod, then we're talking about like it's not even comparable to Somers and gearing if the gearing is leg mod because
Yeah.
it's just no Somers plays the gambit in niche and competitive depending on how you see it compared to gearing.
I can see niche. I can because of course sometimes the zoning torpedoes don't matter. Your guns are reload slow. It doesn't matter about concealment. It's. I just look at it is that you just send so much shit out.
You said so many. I got on games where I've got like nearly 40 torpedoes in a game. It's
Oh
hilarious.
yeah. No, and it's just so easy. Like I know Gearing is the most bland basic DD. I would say the Somers is the most bland basic premium DD. It just
Pretty much. I mean, pretty
they
much.
sit perfectly. And just especially once again, you occasionally can because you have the best conceal. You can YOLO in Venezia. Like,
I will say one thing.
It is hilarious.
I will say one thing. If there was ever a reason I would put Somers anywhere near competitive, like the best reason, Arlie Burke. Arlie Burke takes this ship to the next. Arlie Burke is the Swirsky of Somers. It's the
I
Swirsky of Somers.
thought about that. I so thought about doing a trick Somers, but
I was
in
like,
my opinion,
dude,
it's put it
Arlie
competitive. And it's
Arlie Burke, Arlie Burke is the Swirsky of Somers because now you're talking about a torp reload booster that is coming back consistently, and you get a third one. That's insane. That's literally insane.
I'll agree with you on niche. I'll agree with you on niche. I'll swap
If
that.
we had
I'll swap
if we
that.
had Trick Somers, it would definitely go competitive because Arlie Burke
Yes.
Somers does not play games. It does not. I don't even have Arlie Burke. I don't even need to imagine what that thing could do with Arlie Burke.
See, I didn't see the point. Like, I knew Arlie Burke helped, but to me, it's like
That
constantly
torpedo booster skill, that is a crazy skill. That is a crazy skill for Somers.
It is, but also the torp. Some games it just doesn't work.
No, that's why I put it.
And
in
I just put the guns are just so good though. They're so consistent.
Yeah,
and you
they
have
are
those
very
like 4
good.
smokes.
You have 3
really
small.
good
Yes,
smokes.
again. Oh, I should have said this earlier. This and Gearing are the only ones that have smoke too. I should have said that.
That's
earlier.
what I was wondering. I knew I had a really good smoke. I couldn't remember, but yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
It's
Or
just
you could also
so
Sims
easy.
also works on.
It's just
It's like the easy. It's like easy like Gearing, but you don't get like the same ease of use on his torps because they're slow. So like some
Yeah.
games you can't hit anything with torps if they have all hydro. So
But then
Yeah.
again, also how many turtle strats you can just break up with.
oh, forget turtle strats. I'll be YOLO in the turtle strats.
Uh,
This is my YOLO ship at tier 10.
Okay, now let's move on to a ship that I actually abhorrently hate, but I'm going.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to lead with this. I'm going to see if you agree with me.
This is exactly where I put Yueyang. I didn't want to put it any lower, any better than Gearing, because it's almost the identical ship as Gearing. It's almost an identical ship. It makes some trade-offs that are good and bad. Almost the identical ship. It plays almost the same, but not really.
It's just like I know this is a logical fallacy. I know it is, but you never see them. Everyone talks mad about them. They do have good gun arts.
Every time you
But
say you
those
don't see
deep water
them, I see
torps-
like 10 of them in the next couple games.
it's self-fulfilling prophecies.
Mhm.
But no, it's the Yueyang. It's just no one goes up them, and then on top of it, it's just you just never like see the true power of it. Where like I will occasionally see Garyans do incredibly well. It's just like they'll do it. But it's just Yueyang's I see consistently mediocre players in them. It's hard to rival that idea when you see so much data against it.
And I think it's
I see its capabilities though as competitive. It's just
I think it's
so few players.
it's back to the Holland idea. It's a mindset in Yueyang because Yueyang is like Gearing. In all intents and purposes, it's literally the Gearing, but like slightly changed. You get the radar now, you sacrifice better smoke. That is the biggest trade-off you make. You sacrifice your better smoke. Deep waters isn't really an issue as long as you know not to get too close to DDs. Then you could just run.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a Regolo. But that's a good trade-off for radar if you know what you're doing. The biggest difference with Yueyang, its flood chance is so cracked. It's like 32% with my build. It's like 32%. You play Yueyang like a fire and flood starter, almost like the Holland, except your torps are like buses. That's the way
Yeah, you
I
have to
see
do
Yueyang.
damage. Right? You have to do
Yeah, it's like
damage.
Yueyang. You can get some serious flood damage done with the because the torps are like buses and they do tons of flood damage and they're fast and they're stealthy. It's just that you don't have the ease of use of gearing because your smokes don't last as long, and you don't have as good of guns as gearing. That's the biggest trade offs you make.
The thing for me is I always realize like whenever I go up against Garen, it's I can just gun them down. It's just they're slow.
Yeah, it's also
Or
that's
the
also the same thing
Yueyang,
with
Yueyang,
Yueyang.
Yueyang. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
Yueyang.
Yueyang is slow.
I feel like Garen can hold itself, but that's just because I know. Oh, it's deep waters. I'm in a DD. Let's go hunting.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have to be self aware. You don't want to take those kind of duels against DDs because if you do, that's how you die in Yueyang.
Yeah, I don't know.
Radar is a very strong. I put this out there. Radar is a very strong skill for DDs overall because it is the only other radar DDs has like the EU destroyers. So it does serve a purpose in a competitive situation, or if you're in a game with a lot of destroyers, you may not get much damage, but you can spot for your cruisers.
Yeah,
You can play a support role if you need to in a game, but it's slightly worse than gearing, but I think it's still competitive because it plays so similarly to gearing.
yeah. If I had to rank regular players, I'd go there.
If it was regular plays, it would be very low because people do not know how to use deep water torch at the time.
No, they don't. Except yeah, I feel like everyone's learning the Genon pretty well, and I'm just like, so Yueyang era soon?
Although I think Yueyang people just got discouraged because Yueyang got nerfed twice.
Well, that's because it was
So
as good as the Shenyang, which was nuts, and that thing still is
hey,
top tier.
look, I'm still a firm believer that Yueyang, OG Yueyang, can compete with leg mod gearing. I'm a firm believer they could have kept OG Yueyang if they had gearing with leg mod still. I would have been fine with that. Yueyang would have been such a great shift. It would have stayed in competitive, but it would have been so much easier to use.
Yeah, I remember that thing coming out. Z42. Now that this is out, what is your opinion?
Z42. I unfortunately didn't get it, but I've seen a lot of people play it. I've seen arsonists play it. It's like barely competitive from what I've seen.
I put it in competitive just because I want it better than the Harugumo. Because it's way more consistent than the Karugumo. It's way more consistent.
Well, it's also the fact that it serves a better purpose than Harugumo. Harugumo is all about that damage. You are there for the damage and the damage only. Z42 is there for the team. Its damage output is not as great because you have garbage Ken Ichi on paper. Because realistically 10 guns it's like your Ichi is there for battleships. That's the reason it exists. At long range against battleships.
Or you just get close enough and you torque them and you just hit battlestar and superstructure and you
that's what I'm saying. Like that you don't need to even use Ichi at close range. The AP is there. That is where it's key because you are chunking DDs like no DD can at tier 10.
Oh yeah,
I think it probably has the best alpha of any destroyer tier 10 for guns because that's German AP we're talking about. That's no normal AP there. That ain't no normal AP.
Oh yeah, no,
So,
I enjoyed the Z42. Is just fantabulous.
It just kind of gets held back by its low HP pool and its lack of speed. That's really compared to Z52. It kind of gets held back by that, but
lack of smoke
it's
too.
almost
its smoke is there.
Yeah, it's there, but you know.
You get 3 salvos off basically
in
a smoke. It's not. It's an oh shit button to get yourself into a slightly better position, not a better position.
I think as a DD hunter, it is one of the better ones, and I'm gonna say why it's better than one of the better ones when we get to Z52. It's the Z52 ring is gonna confuse you a bit.
Actually, I went controversial with Z52. I went controversial.
Whoa, one of them is good, the other one not so much.
I know, right? On to Z52.
Base
so
Z52.
I'm gonna go controversial on this one.
I have a feeling I know where this is going, and I think I know where I put mine, and I think I know where the tricked one goes as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna unfortunately this just gets pushed out. Just it's straight up, it's a good ship. It's only playable now.
Ooh, see, I didn't do that though. I didn't do that though. I was not gonna do that. I understand why you see this though. I understand.
You have a.
I came back to it a while ago.
I
came back to it a while ago to revisit it. It just wasn't the same as and enjoyable as it was hunting D's or Regolo. I put it in niche because it still serves a very good niche. It is one of the easiest DD hunters to get into in the game because realistically, Smoke Hydro, very good ship. True. Base C52 is a very basic destroyer hunter. Not as good as Regolo in the right hands, or I should say Regolo in general, but Z52 base is niche. It serves a good purpose. It does what it needs to do. It's kind of like Haruguma, where in some games you're gonna work, but other games you're not. Compared to other,
Yeah.
well, at least when compared to like Regolo and stuff.
It's to me, unfortunately, I think it's the leg mod changes it, and let alone Spay changes it, hinting on the tricked era situation
Yeah,
here.
the trick version is in a league of its own.
Yeah, it's in a league of its own, and that I believe that it gets pulled out of niche into playable because when you are in a mostly battleship game, the Z52 suffers. It has no niche, it has no capability, its torpedoes are mediocre at best, and everything like that. Its guns, yes, it has HE, but it's anemic HE. It's not. It's
Oh,
not
that
HE. It's not
HE is
HE.
there for fires
It's
and
not.
fires only. You can forget the damage on that
And
HE.
yeah, exactly. And that's if you get the fires. And that the AP is nice and it does kill DDs well, but I think if you just look at all the ships above, a base version Z52 just suffers in this entire meta. It does not do well against most of the ships above it.
I can
That's
see that.
my
I don't.
opinion.
I just.
That's
Only reason I don't like putting it in play was I don't like having to compare Z52 to Grozavoy because Z52 is vastly better than a Grozavoy. If you ask me, I don't like that. I do
oh,
not want to disrespect Z52
okay.
putting it.
I'll put
Yeah,
it
I
there.
don't.
I'll put it there. I'll
Yeah,
put it there.
I don't want it near Grozavoy. Grozavoy, I don't want that near Z52. That thing,
So
yeah,
we'll
get
do
down
that.
there. Get down
We'll
there.
do that. We'll do that. That might make you feel better, but at the same time, I know I
Yeah,
don't do
I
that.
still think
But
I still think it's barely niche because it's still such an easy to use DD Hunter, realistically speaking. Like it's easier to get into than Regolo because you have a smoke to sit in that you can't just
yeah,
take with you. And you have a Hydra to spot source with. I still think it's a very basic, you know, it's basically there for beginner DD hunters. If you want to learn DD hunting, go up Z52 line. Once you learn DD hunting, you can expand yourself into Regolo.
I can agree with that. I just don't see it in niche because it is just that bland basic DD hunter. That's all it does right now, and
Yeah.
even then,
Well, at least the base version, not the trick version.
yeah, not the trick. We're not to the trick version yet. Yep.
Yeah.
But it's like the base version. I think it's that niche playable area. It's high playable, but it doesn't deserve anywhere near the Elving or the Harugumo Somers type of treatment, in my opinion. But I will agree to disagree.
I'm not gonna lie.
Let's talk about the better.
I'm not gonna lie. Before we get to Trick Z52, I prefer and I enjoy DD hunting more in Druid than my Z52 base Z52.
Yeah.
And I love my Druid, and I love Z52 as well. So that says a lot about what I've seen with base Z52 nowadays.
Yep. But now let's talk the tricked. You put Spay or
Oh,
even I'd say
Z52.
Spay or Legmon on there. Where would
More
you
like
put it?
it means we'll put both because let's be honest. If you're gonna max out Z52, you're getting both.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So everybody says.
Where did you put it? Where did you put it? I want to see where you put it first. Competitive? Okay, I put it in competitive as well.
Yeah, I think that you get better torps. I think it's you reload faster, right?
Yeah, they go
faster.
to like almost 40 seconds. They go almost 40 seconds.
Yeah, you spit out torpedoes, so now your mediocre torps don't matter because now you're just sending them out.
Well, not only do they reload fast, reload fast, they're now like the second fastest torps at tier 10 behind the Holland and Smalland. So now you have like incredibly fast torps that are hard to dodge on top of being fast reloading.
And then you don't really need the Spay. You get APCS
and then Spay
plus,
just takes it to the next level. It just takes the guns to the next level with APCS plus.
And you get better smoke, and you get better maneuverability, and it just
and don't forget 6 cents. Don't forget 6 cents. You get 6 cents too, so now you know who's targeting you.
Yep, that is true. It's just
which is very important for cap control.
Yep, it really is, and that's where it's like when you look at the base Regolo, like I'd say Z52 is better than the base Regolo, or the trick Z52.
Well, it's better than base Regolo if it's better than base Regolo in certain situations, but base Regolo is so strong on its own that it's kind of hard to compare Z52 at all to base Regolo because that's how cracked Regolo is at DD hunting.
Yeah, it just chunks, and like Z52 is much more of a slow burn. It's a constant. It does hurt.
It's more of a long survival in a cap. When you're playing Z52, you're like a druid. You're sitting in the cap. I'm not leaving this cap until you're leaving the cap. I'm not leaving this cap. So for goals, we're like, I'm gonna get around the cap. I'm gonna harass you so you can get out of the cap. So then I get in the cap. It's a different playstyle with Regolo, with the way it DD hunts. But
yeah, but
what would you say, Fly? Would you say Trick Z52 is better than Z42?
Yes.
Okay.
I would, and the reason is because better torps. Like
that's what I was gonna say as well.
You feel like a better package. Like you feel like you're whole now.
It's like a multi. It's like a DD hunting version of a multi-purpose gearing in a sense.
Yeah, you become a
It's
very
it,
nice light cruiser. That's what I would say.
it's what Girls Avoid could have been, but they didn't do it for Girls Avoid. It's what Girls Avoid could have been, a very multi-purpose gun-focused gearing. But
They didn't.
RIP Girls Avoid players. My respects go to you. Keep with the Udaloy.
I enjoy the grows, but it really has to be played like a light cruiser, and even then, it's a shitty light cruiser.
If I want to
It's
like
just-
cruisers, I just play Elvin.
that or Minnow or
I can play a lot of other DDs here that are like or Ragnar. Like I can play a lot of other light cruiser esque destroyers rather than the Girls Avoid. That's the thing.
and you have better AA.
Yeah. And look, at least Girls Avoid's not OG Kaba bad. We got that going for us. Girls Avoid's got that going for it.
That is true. Okay, well, this is it, everyone. We have our meta competitive niche playable and needs fixing. Please let us know in the comment section down below. Do you agree with us? Do you not? How would you position yours? I'll make sure we have the tier maker in the comment section down below or in the description. Description down below. That one. Anything else you want to say, Red?
In general, you will notice something about a lot of these destroyers is that just because they are premium, they are not necessarily high. People always think premium equals pay to win. DDs is not always the case like that. If you look at the meta, over half of the ships in meta are tech tree destroyers. That not a lot of classes can say that half of their meta ships are non-premium. It's for certain tiers, to just say. So, if you want to grind some of the best destroyers in the game, a lot of them are competitive in meta, and a lot of them are amazing. So, only a few tech tree ships are bad, and mostly some of the premiums are niche. So, there's not really
only
like
three.
Yeah,
or there's only four. I mean, four in meta and competitive.
Like there's not really like
situation.
Besides like non-tricked Kaba, there isn't really a bad destroyer playing this game at tier 10. Besides maybe like Girls Avoid. Like there's not really a bad tier 10 destroyer.
It still hits well, and it still does zoning torps well. It does, especially with the leg mod, and if you can pimp it out just a little bit, it does actually do a pretty good job. I enjoy it, but I can see it needs something. It needs something.
There's like overall, anyone who wants a destroyer that wants to harass people, play Druid. If you want to destroy with AA, any of the EU DD's functions, I don't care which one it is, just play any of them. If you want a DD that can set fires, I mean Delny's right there. Or you can just play any HE like Marceau, Kleber, or Ragnar. Just
and if you
a lot of DDs here. Yep. This is probably the most competitive and meta shift you're going to see for any of the other classes.
Oh yeah,
you will not see this many competitive and meta shifts ever again in any of the other tier makers because DDs are that influential in the game, but not many of them can reach the meta level yet.
No, though I will immediately kind of go is that there's a lot of things that it's just a slight buff and they're meta. Like that's
simple buffs to Girls Avoids right there. Simple buffs to Girls Avoid right there. Simple buffs to Hayate right there. I mean, Shima if I had a better leg mod right there. I'm telling you, people, please, for the love of God, do not run leg mod Shima. Please do not run leg mod Shima. It is not going to benefit you.
I really enjoyed getting those modules. Okay, can you?
Okay, I enjoy it.
Can you please?
Look, I stripped 2 torp tubes at once with Druid with 1 turret, but look, I don't need to see the pain of my Shimas on my team suffering enough.
That's
also,
true.
Please use your guns. Please use your guns, guys, in your destroyers.
Yes,
I don't care which destroyer you're in.
They do exist.
I don't care if you're a Ragnar trying to not use your guns. Use your guns. Use your guns.
Yeah.
Please.
No.
PSA for all destroyer players.
Yep. No, I think that this is it. DDs are actually really in a good state. They really are, and especially when Kaba is the only premium in the needs fixing.
Again, not a texture destroyer. That's a good thing. We had no texture destroyers in need fixing. So
no, it's I think Grosvoy and actually just I'd say
Grosvoy, Shimmer, Z52. They could use like a couple of buffs here and there, but maybe not Z52. Z52.
It's not even a firepower buff.
Maybe not Z52 because base Z52 doesn't need anything because a leg mod just takes it to the next level. But Grosvoy, Shimmer, Hayate can maybe use some soft buffs because it has aged a bit. It's an old premium.
It is old.
Trick
obviously cool camo.
That's a good point actually. Black Lacquer is a good camo. I will admit it is. Oh, we forgot. Black Shimmer needs extra points. Black Shimmer has the gold camo from the Black Yamato. Automatically should have been niche. No questions asked. And one more thing. Forest Shimmer would have been meta if it was here. I'm going to put that out right now. Would have been meta. If Forest Shimmer was here, it would have been meta. I had to bring that up because it's the
waiting
DD one. I had to bring Force up at least once. At
I
least
was waiting
once.
for it. I was waiting for it. I was like, where is it? Where is it coming? It's coming.
You had to wait for it.
Yeah. I thought
I think I'm
mentioned
happy
it
with
enough
these rankings.
already.
I'm happy with these rankings. Someone's gonna say that Kaba needs to be meta. I don't know what to tell you.
The biggest ones I can immediately see from this is Marceau is definitely going to be right there. Holland, even
Holland
is going to be there. Yep. But in competitive, I could see some people kind of.
someone's
arguing
gonna
about
someone's gonna
Ragnar.
argue what's it called? Someone's gonna argue that Base Z52 and Hayate are gonna be a niche. I could see them being a niche. That's where I originally put them, but I could see playable as well.
Yeah,
I still think
playable is not a bad category to be in because sometimes you just don't have like. There's not really a lot of Regolo players. There's not a lot of daring players.
well,
'cause
there's not
it
a lot
does
of
take
good
lot of
Regola players.
skill.
Also, we should have had a tricked Druid with John Jellicoe on it. That is the best commander for Druid players. I need to get John Jellicoe for Druid. Put that out right there now. If you see me with Druid and I have John Jellicoe, I'm not dying. I'm not dying that game.
And I am going to bring out my Luigi Venezia just to mess with you.
No, you see, you can try, but every time I go back to smoke, I'm gonna heal back all my HP back. It's gonna be a waste of your time. You ain't killing me. If I have John Jellicoe and Druid, I'm not dying. Not anytime soon.
Okay, well, before this gets almost an hour and 10 minutes long, hopefully everyone enjoyed this first tier maker. There's many more coming. Red Gaming Dino, thank you for joining us today on ranking all the tier 10 DDs.
Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to shout out my Forrest Sherman.
Of course, he has to. Everyone, go over to his channel and give him some love. He's an amazing DD player and makes great meme videos over on that way. We all want to support the community, so make sure to give love to all the other creators in World of Warships Blitz and grow our community together. It's how we all just all live together. Oh man, that's a Warframe reference. Damn it, all live together.
No,
Damn, now I gotta do the Warframe reference.
Bloopers.
Nope, leaving it in. Hopefully everyone has a great day. Enjoy. I hope you all have enjoyed the tier maker today and enjoy the future ones. And thank you for all the love and support for making all this happen and the insanity that I will have by the time I get done with all the tier makers. Have a good one. Thank you for anything else, Brad? You want to say? Don't say it.
Buff Khabarovsk win.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, buff Copper Restaurant. Thank you. Perfect. Peace, everyone. As always, we have to do this the way we do. Oh man, we just started off. Okay. Oh, god damn it! Begin again. Begin again.
I'll just stay quiet while you do that.
Perfect. Oh man, I'm already slaughtering this already. Hey everyone, Sly47 here. Today I have a red game mode. Damn it.
Oh no, you're so close. So close.
This could be a strong one.
We're gonna need bloopers for every single video.
We are. Okay. Let's do this. Alright, so I have this is actually 5 pages worth of notes here. I think if Red's doing it anything like all the other people, he's doing it on the God damn, I fucked up there.
bloopers.
Yeah, bloopers. We're gonna see how this goes. Really?
That's why I put Z42. I love Z42 in competitive.
Okay, Z42 in competitive. Someone just subscribed to me.
Oh, amazing.
I didn't know
bloopers.
Oh my god damn it, Mel. You man. Ruined the take. God, where were we?
We were getting to Z52.
Yeah, Z50. Yeah. All right.